Hi, thanks for watching. Right, it is time for this week's Gemini Tarot reading. I'm going to do 3-card tarot with Tarot in Wonderland there, and also good old Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters deck. It's quite old, you can see my box is a bit tatty here, but it's done a lot of work, that deck. Anyway, let's get down to it with the tarot reading. So let's have a shuffle and fill up that big blank blue canvas there. Oh, there's one falling on the floor already. Okay, so that's number one. But I'm going to go nuts and I'm going to bring out all three at once this week, if I can just hang on to the cards for long enough, which isn't easy. They're a very lively deck, these really are. Okay, so let's see card number one there. Seven of Pentacles. And then card number two and card number three. Remain to be discovered. Keeps it interesting, I hope. Right, Seven of Pentacles, first card out here, and we have this great big raven on top of the tree there, looking around, as if there's kind of trying to remind the character in this card that there's something more to see, some more depth to the situation. Spiritual depth, perhaps, but more than anything, there's more to think about. And that is the nature of this card, because it's Pentacles energy, it's earth, wind, fire, and water all working together under the guidance of the divine, and there are seven excellent discs, seven excellent pentacles on the tree there, as well as quite a lot of sort of roses and various things going on here. Very positive scene indeed, the Seven of Pentacles, and it tends to suggest that things are actually going very well, but that there's something more that we need to think about, some sense in which we need to go a bit deeper. So let's go into the Ascended Masters and find out where we're going with that. Okay, so a quick shuffle and say, tell us more please about the Seven of Pentacles in this reading for the sign of Gemini, which I am doing towards the end of mid-August 2019. It's not late August yet, but it's definitely mid-August. Okay, so what have we got? With the Seven of Pentacles, take charge of the situation. Moses, this actually came up in the last reading I did. One of those happenstance things. There you are. So this is obviously some important energy at the present time. And the crucial thing about Moses is he uses the magic, you know. He holds back the sea and he makes things possible for his people more than anything else, actually. And it is sort of much to do with kind of what they called God's people, what Moses did. So, from a spiritual angle, what you've got to do is take hold of things. This looks as if somehow, during all this wonderful progress, things haven't got done in quite the right way. And when I see Moses here saying, take charge of the situation, makes me feel that maybe you had no choice, but somehow you've had to kind of relinquish part of what you're doing, part of what you're dealing with as you go forward on your journey. And you've had to relinquish and give up some control to other people. Maybe that's not going too well. It's worth thinking about. It's going to vary a fair bit for everybody who's involved in this situation, and actually for every different person who's looking at the reading as well. But we've got red roses and we've got pink roses and we've got loads of progress, so it actually is looking pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, predictably 7 spades on there. So what's the next card? The Page of Wands. Now, this is a very clever kind of a page, this character. The pages are always a youthful sort of energy, something young about them, and often they need some nurturing. So this is someone around who can help you, Gemini. I've no doubt about that. Possibly young, possibly a young man, but it doesn't have to be. It's all kind of symbolic, but it really does often play out in a very real way. Now, he's a reptilian. Look, maybe I should do a conspiracy theory about, how come Tarot in Wonderland characters have got reptilian eyes, but they haven't all, just this one. So maybe you feel a bit conspired against Gemini since I've said that. There is certainly a feeling that you may be kind of drawn towards conspiracy coming from this card towards me at the moment, certainly anyway. And it's about being grounded. See, the lizard here is actually holding on very tight. He has a fair bit of wisdom, and because it's the Page of Wands, this is getting things done, this is making things happen. It's very positive indeed. It's just something of an enigma. So, as we always do on this channel with enigmas and enigmatic things, let's have a shuffle. This time the Ascended Masters all this week. And what have we got telling us more about the Page of Wands? Energy healing, and it's Merlin. A wonderful card, this. Well, they're all wonderful, I suppose. No, I just about always say they're all wonderful, but I think they are. This was one of the first decks I ever got, the Ascended Masters, and I was really surprised at how powerful an Oracle deck could be. And since then, I've used Oracle cards a lot. Very powerful. Anyway, here's Merlin reaching for the skies, really. And the beautiful sunlight that he's reaching towards has actually got a purple heart there, a purple centre. So something of your healing heart is being called upon here, Gemini. And this will no doubt be part of the nurture that the Page of Wands is going to need, because they do need nurturing, the pages. It's a fact of life, and certainly a fact of the tarot. But the other side of Merlin, of course, as he is, again, rather like Moses, is an immensely powerful character. I actually live in near a place called Carmarthen, which you're probably sick of hearing me say by now, but that's a Welsh word, and it means the Caer of Merlin, the place where Merlin lived. And it's believed that he lived there towards the end of his life. There is actually a huge oak tree which has been dug up and put in a museum that used to be in the middle of the road in Carmarthen. Right, so I'm digressing all over the place because I'm kind of hoping for inspiration to come in, and it's very slow at the moment. But basically, Merlin is magic. He can make anything happen. He can bring a lot of healing in around you and around the Page of Wands here as it's needed, and I feel that it is being needed at the moment because there's something rather sinister about Mr. Crow up here, and certainly healing is going to be called for when it feels like that. Right, so let's move on and let's have card number 3. What have we got? Let's just move these out of shot just a teeny weeny bit here so we can focus on this one. And it's the Two of Swords. So, decisions to make. Now this, it's not what you really expect for an outcome card, is it? And it shows really that the outcome of the situation you're in at the moment, Gemini, is actually going to be taking you towards the next situation. So there's the Two Swords here. At the moment, it's not clear what these two swords are, what the kind of crossed over decisions are. But when this card appears, we're being shown that Alice is actually, she's blindfolded, but even if she wasn't blindfolded, she wouldn't be looking at the sea. She's looking at the certainty, the solidity of land. She's got signposts to choose from. What we got here? I don't know. Oh yeah, the Mad Hatter this way and the Mad March Hare this way. And this is part of the Alice in Wonderland stories where she's told, well, you can go whichever way you like. You can go to the Mad Hatter, you can go to the Mad March Hare. It doesn't matter which, they're both mad. Okay, so this is going to feel like you're being drawn into something crazy, but be prepared to go with the flow here, Gemini. Okay, because Grinning Cheshire Cat is up here, showing that the kind of all the spiritual power, all the manifestational energy around the tarot and around you, Gemini, is actually at work and is actually busy. But this is a time to make a practical decision. And I don't know what that decision is yet. This is kind of towards the end of the reading, and this is really showing the way things are expected to be going in the future. So these decisions will be coming to you in a very short time. You may feel, Gemini, that you already know kind of what the decision is and what has to be made. Well, quite possibly you do. It's fluid energy, different strokes for different folks. But the way this card has actually come in at the moment, I'm feeling that there are going to be some surprises there. But very soon you're going to know, you're going to have all the information you need to make the decision, because Alice actually does here. That's why she's not looking out at the sea. That's why she's sort of looking forward. She's not really looking anywhere. She's got the blindfold on. But she doesn't really need to look anywhere because she has the answers within her. And so, dear Gemini, do you. So, to tell us more about that, teacher, Mahachohan Ragoxi. There he is again. Right, this brings something to mind. I don't know what it is with shuffling cards. I go to great lengths. I do it like they do in casinos in between readings. I kind of fan them out and I spread the cards out in 3 rows. I mix them all together, what they call the wave, and then I shuffle them and then I cut them and I do it all over again. So when we keep getting the same cards coming up again and again, I know there's something being shown to us here. Teacher, so let this decision be a teacher to you, okay? Because the things you need to go through on the way to making this decision are actually learning things that are coming in. And although to begin with, that's going to feel as if there isn't really enough energy around and there isn't really enough knowledge around. And Alice does look a bit concerned with her blindfold on there, and she's sitting down rather than going forward. Don't worry about those concerns as they come up, Gemini, because they're there to teach you something. Look at the jewels we've got here and all this wonderful purple colour. This is a very, very powerful teaching in itself, this card. And just zoom in on this character's eyes here. Yeah, that kind of piercing, intent look really shows a lot about perhaps the way you need to be, but also, I'm going to say, the way the cosmic influences actually are around you at this time when we get this card. Because look at all this gold, basically. Teacher is handing you this burning pot of gold. So no bad thing at all, I should think. Okay, so let's just have a look over this and see what the meanings are, see where the messages are heading with this. So we've got take charge of the situation, energy healing, and teacher. And those are the significators for this journey. But here, we're making good progress to start with. This is pretty much where we are at the moment, Gemini. But Raven is saying, look back, you know, there's something you've missed, there's something you've forgotten. It's going to be of supreme value, Gemini, to go back over the past just a little bit. Don't want to live in the past and have another think about those things. Page of Wands is here to help. Page of Wands is firmly grounded, and Page of Wands gets things done. Alice isn't getting things done in this one, but this is towards the end of the reading. By the time you get here, you'll have some idea where you're going, I'm sure of it. And the teacher card here shows that it's all headed in the right direction. Great, well, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, Gemini. I'll be along soon with some more readings. Don't forget to thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. And tap that subscribe button and tap that bell as well. Leave me a comment, we'll share the journey, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.